Okay, so for the Black Friday side, there's really three, six, like seven things I'm thinking about, and then like smaller things within there, or within that entire, essentially playbook that I want brands to focus on. So the first one is offers. We talked about this a little bit last time, but everything starts here, and then too many brands are inherently lazy when it comes to offers, where they're just like, okay, it's going to be 30% off for the next 4 days, and it's shit. Like there's so many brands. That is where it's like the sea of sameness, and it's so easy to just zag when people are everybody's zigging. And so when I'm thinking about an offer, I want it to add one of three elements, either urgency, scarcity, or exclusivity. Sometimes you can mix a few. And so I'll just give examples of different things that get people's wheels turning. So if we're doing an offer that's rooted in urgency, it's like, okay, well, Friday could be 40% off, Saturday could be 30% off, Sunday could be 20% off, and Monday could be 10% off, right? Or you could go, you could go 40, 30, 20, 20, whatever it is, like, or you could even reduce it by 5% every single time. Like just the fact that is that you want to take advantage of it on Friday. If you forgot to, because you were taking advantage of other deals, well, on Saturday, there's still a good deal, but on Saturday, by the end of Saturday, it's gone. And so you want to be able to leverage that urgency to like get people to take action. So much of Black Friday is impulse driven. The next one is exclusivity. So this is a more obvious one, but it's like, well, the wait list can get early access. They could get 50% off, and they could get that Thursday. Now you could like it also. The thing I like about that is you could literally start the sale early. If the Black Friday obviously is on a Friday, you could start it on Thanksgiving. You could start it whenever by giving the waitlist early access and giving them an incentive to get that, or to, get that early access, get that 50% off if the rest of the weekend's going to be 40% off. Any thoughts on offers there, or what have you seen that worked well in the past, etc.? Yeah, a lot of brands lose integrity during Black Friday because it's like, yeah, Friday through Sunday, last chance. And then it's like, wait. Tuesday, friends and family. Yeah, it's crazy. Relatives. And it's like, it gets out of hand. So, okay, next portion, ads. So the thing that I like to do here is I want the teams to start looking at older top performing ads or ad creative and start repackaging them against different formats. So similar to, I think the framework that I shared a few weeks ago in a different episode, where it's like, okay, if you can take one parent topic or one parent creative or idea around that creative and start repackaging it. What are all the 6, 7, 8, I think it's 10 different formats that you can plug that idea through, so that now you can start testing that creative. So when Black Friday is ready to go, you're just adding the sale, you're changing the copy, you're changing maybe some of the aspects, but the ad, like, you have the best ads ready to go. That is key. That's all, especially like during Black Friday that everybody's cranking up their ad budgets. It's key to have your ad strategy in play and start testing that beforehand. Yeah. Huge. I mean, big time. You'll notice it. If you do run through the story feed, if you run through the actual feed, the Instagram Reels feed, whatever, it doesn't matter which one you go through, you're going to see the same templates for ads bombarding your feed. And it's so easy to just take some formats that are currently working and remake them and remake those ad variations so that you stand out. Because it's all about to be the same thing, like that Canva template with a big 40% off with a product, like arrows pointing to the product. Yeah, some lame. I mean, back to your point, I think there's a misconception of if you are making content, you're making ads, whatever it is, you're not just competing against your next competitor, competing against every piece of content, every creator, every brand, every individual that's making content and publishing online. Like, that is your competition. Okay, so next thing that's very obvious, heavily ignored, lead capture. You don't want to be using the typical 10% off awaits you. Like, make the make the lead capture, the exit intent, whatever, specific to Black Friday, specific to the sale. Leverage the copy as well. If you are doing a descending ladder for a discount, like, integrate that into your into the copy. Add a little countdown timer that shows like 30% off for the next 24 hours. Underneath it in the sub headline, put that it's 25% off for the next 24 hours, whatever. Like, leverage those things there, because that's going to make a big impact. And then on the back end of that, don't just have a one-time email. Like, send people through an email sequence that at that point, it's like getting sent every 12 to 24 hours, especially during, like, again, this is the time where you're pushing. Capture an email, do it well. I like it for it to be very specific. We talked about this in the last episode if you haven't watched it, but for example, David Protein Bar, they have their email and their lead capture, and then their exit intent is ultimate protein guide. made by Peter Tia. They made like a full on, like if you sign up, it's a, the next thing, this is something that a lot of brands ignore, and I don't think they're even too aware of it, is gamification. Again, going back to True Classic, going to David's Protein Bar, you want to have the gamification layer on your product pages, especially when people check out, when people check out, so that during Black Friday, there's so much impulse happening. And so if all of a sudden I'm going to check out and it's gamified and it's like I'm $5 away from free X product or free shipping or free whatever it is, you're adding in like another layer of impulse to get them to buy one more thing. And the key to that then is like if you see ones that are executed well, they make it very easy to upsell. Right underneath, it's like, add this to cart. You might also like this, add this to cart.
Yeah.
And you want to have that gamification built in, especially if you have all the email and SMS going out, all of the ads running, all of the emails, et cetera. You want to have that gamification layer just to take advantage of that impulse. That's like, dude, people are trigger happy, super trigger happy during Black Friday. So the other thing, we talked about this a long time ago, but a way that I love adding urgency to a catalog page or even a product page was Rogue Fitness. I don't know if you remember me talking about this, but like during Black Friday, if you were on a catalog page for barbells, for example, right underneath the barbells, it showed a progress bar and it was like only 1,000 on sale. And it showed the progress bar of like, okay, it's 462 are gone, right?
Yeah.
Only 300 and something left, or no, that's terrible math. But like 408 left, right? And they just showed the progress bar and it showed it ticking. And the whole time it was like, if you got there an hour, you got there and then also, and there's 400 and you go back an hour because you're like, damn, I really want it. But I guess it's not getting you over the line. And all of a sudden, yeah, it's 200 left. You're like, oh shit, if I wait another hour, like it's probably going to be gone. I don't know the software or what tool it is, and I should have done the research to find it. Next one, abandoned cart, again, has to be specific to Black Friday. I think it's too often neglected and not made, like not specified towards the product, the time of year, the sale going on. It's usually just like the generic, hey, you left this in your cart, here's 10% off to get you over the line kind of stuff. And brands should be a lot more intentional with the abandoned cart. Think about it. Somebody purchased and they didn't purchase, and then you don't put time and attention into that next email is terrible. I think it's like one of those things where people always neglect like a thank you page. They always like, thank you for signing up. Well, and it's like some generic response instead of writing out like an amazing thank you page that gets almost like immediate buy-in into the team at all. The other thing that I've been seeing more and more that I haven't seen in the past a lot, and I think it's a wide open lane for a lot of brands, but you could build like a DM wait list. So with ManyChat, like, right, you see the typical thing where it's like, comment this and I'll send you this. In that same flow though, you can add an automated response where it's like, hey, do you want us to send you early access to XYZ? Just click yes. That yes helps you build a DM waitlist that you can at any point, any drop, DM that, like you could DM 2,000 people at once, 10,000 people at once.
Yeah.
I know this because I signed up for one of the, we won't name brands because I'm not a fan anymore, and so I signed up for this DM list. And so now anytime they drop a product, I get hit with a specific DM that takes me to the catalog page, the product page, whatever it is.
Yeah.
But it's such an easy, like there's no friction. That's the thing.
Yeah.
It is a one-click subscribe, and it's not even like a one-click after email. It's just, you just have to hit yes. The last layer is organic content. On the organic side, very similar to email, the same way I have it segmented into 4 weeks out to launch day. I'm really running through the same sequence of like getting one post out. The thing is, 1 week out and launch week, that is where I'm blowing up the social feed. Absolutely tearing it apart. But I'm thinking about it through this lens. I have a strategy for what I'm doing on stories, a strategy for what I'm doing in reels, and then carousels, and then influencers. Those are the 4 buckets that I'd be looking at. And then how does it all play into our organic content strategy versus like, hey, did we get our 2 posts out? Like, no, like that doesn't cut it anymore. Like, what are you doing native to stories? What are you doing native to reels? What are you doing native to carousels? And then how are you leveraging your influencers to create, again, a cohesive organic content strategy?